Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mike.
It's Dan.
It's E.
So if you were late for your wedding,
Okay.
would you get married in a tunnel in traffic?
Most people probably wouldn't.
I mean, look, if it has to happen, it's gotta happen.
Even for Western weddings, if
Yeah.
you have like a church and you have a set time, you would have to make it on time. Or else the priest who's marrying you could decide not to, because
Well, the priest is not with you on the road usually.
Yeah, so you literally can't. But you have to make it there.
You know what? I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it. Cause like to me, it's the symbol of you love.
Well, this is why I really like this story. They had to get married because in this town, Ankang, is that how you say it? Ankang. If you get married the first time, if it's your first, it should be your first and only marriage. Unfortunately, if you do give a divorce, you get married at evening there.
You can't. You're allowed to.
Right.
But if you're married for the first time, you have to get married at noon exactly.
You have to.
I'm not sure what the customs are behind that because it says it's a common thing in the Northeast, but
Have you guys ever
I've
heard
lived
of
in
that?
the Northeast. I've never heard of this, but
I've never heard of that.
I heard of obviously I heard of 及时, which means the good time
Yes.
to get married. But this is a big deal, especially in
Yes.
traditional Chinese culture, like huge deal. Like they pick out like the best day, best time. People call it superstition nowadays, but back then this was life.
Yeah.
This was part of life.
it's a big deal. You don't understand. Before you get married, you have to go online, the 农历 calendar, the lunar calendar, and see which day is a prosperous day for marriage. They'll have, for example, if you go online right now, you can find this chart, and it says each day, this day is good for marriage, this day is good for funerals, this day is good for something. Typically, it'll tell you what is it good for and what is not good for.
So, have you been looking on that? Is that why you know that?
I already know this even from when I was younger, so.
Yeah, so they had to get married, otherwise it's unlucky. So they did it. They were stuck in traffic at this tunnel on their way to the wedding, and they just literally got out with their friends and family watching, got married.
And you might be wondering, how come they're able to stop for such a long time? Well, this is it's a funny but also kind of sad story because they wanted to get to their wedding venue by noon, right? They left at 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, I'm not sure where they were living and where the wedding venue is, but that's far. But they wanted to get there with a lot of time to spare. Unfortunately, there was this huge accident, which caused a really big jam. So they ended up staying still for hours and hours in that tunnel.
At first, when they were stuck, they actually weren't worried because they were like, all right, we have so many hours, to the point where they were just like chilling. They said they were like even playing cards in the car. And then once they were there for like over an hour, they realized, okay, we might actually be here for a while because China's notorious for traffic jams. I mean, it's not this kind, but you can be stuck there for a while. And that's when they were like, we have to get married at this time. This is a really auspicious day in where they live. So they just did it right then and there. It's just love, man. I'm not gonna criticize anyone for having a lavish wedding, okay? That's your choice. You can have one. If you like, you can make sure everything's perfect. You can make sure that the sun is setting at the right time and you got the right amount of everything, okay? But at the end of the day, doesn't it just come down to your vows? Doesn't it just come down to I love you, I'll love you for the rest of my life? You know what I mean? It really gets boiled down to the basics in this photo. I mean, I'll tell you right now, these photos, they're not turning out good. I mean, you got no light in the tunnel, you got direct flash on their faces, and then their relatives are just basically standing there chilling. But you know what? This is their marriage. So I like this story. That's what I like about it.
But some people would argue, well, if it was all about love, why do you have to get married at noon? Why is that a big deal?
Nowadays, you need all the luck you can to get a marriage to work. It's a big decision. Nobody really wants to end up in a divorce, so you need whatever you can get.
Yeah.
Throw some salt over your shoulder. Do whatever you can. Stay together.
Not show up in shorts. There was a story last year where when they went to get their marriage license, the guy showed up in shorts. They were blaming high rate of divorce on guys. It was ridiculous, but I'm like, Chinese people are very superstitious. So.
Well, I'm sure that in response to the bad photos, I'm sure they'll have a reception in the evening. It's just that the ceremony had to take place at that time. And you know what? I think it's great. And what I think is really great is that the lady actually wore traditional Chinese dress. That's something that I think is really cool. Ever since I was little, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should get married in red instead of like white, White is great too, but historically speaking, white was actually the mourning color in ancient China. So maybe wearing red is better.
Well, look, things people don't know about Chinese weddings. First of all, your wedding photo's taken already. All right, your wedding photo's taken already.
That's true.
You guys might be like, what? No. In Chinese weddings, your wedding photo is taken before the day of the marriage. Like Western weddings, like, let's do it natural.
The more the candid, the better.
Like, you know, right before the reception, let's go out and spend 30 minutes with a photographer.
Right.
No. Chinese weddings, you're at a studio.
Yep.
You're dressing up as the empress and the emperor. You are a mob boss and a mob boss's wife. You're in all these whatever those glamour shots. That's what a Chinese wedding photos are. So they're fine, but I'm glad they did it. I love people who can respect tradition and culture. I love that.
Yeah.
So this is something like, you know, again, like people are like, oh, that's being superstitious. No, that's just respecting their heritage.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think that's beautiful.
A lot of TV shows have that theme where, you know, you want to have the perfect wedding, but at the end of the day, it's not about the perfect wedding. It's about the perfect person for you.
Yeah.
And and it'll never go perfectly, but hey, if you get married and you love the other person, that's all that really matters.
Personally, I don't want a big wedding. It's cost and reward, all right? Like, what I want to spend $50,000 to $100,000 on a I'll quote Chandler Bing on a party.
Whoa! Whoever is your Monica, they're gonna be like, if you say party one more time,
Right.
Be at the wedding.
Or you take that money.
Yeah.
Think about how much money that is.
Oh, yeah.
You take that money, you go on a 2-month vacation.
That's true.
I think we're all on the same page with that.
Yep.
I think we're all on the same page. I mean, again, I'm not gonna criticize you if you want a lavish wedding. That is your right. If you got the money, do it. But I do like when couples display, you know, just the simplicities.
Like, dress you'll never wear again, unless you're. But dress hopefully you'll never wear again. You know what? How does a cake cost $5,000?
Excellent question.
I can go to Chinatown right now and get a beautiful looking cake with real fruit.
But it's got 3 layers though. 3 levels.
Oh, it's got layers.
Yeah.
For like 200.
It's got a wax figurine of the bride and groom on top.
Of course.
Yeah.
No. Chinatown cake has multiple layers.
Oh, really?
5, 6, 7 layers. And we got flowing bridges with more
dude.
champagne waterfalls, all fancy.
Yo, new
stuff.
business idea. Chinatown wedding cakes for a quarter of the price.
That's not a new idea. They're available right now. You just go and buy one.
No, but make it look nice with like the mountains and rivers.
Dude, have you never seen one of these? They
I've
look
never seen a
beautiful.
Chinatown one.
They look beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, they have real fruit, so you get your daily dose of vitamin
Nice.
C.
Mike, you know what's funny? Like, whoever's Mike's bride to be will dig up this video and be like, "Did you say you wanted a Chinatown cake for our wedding? Did you or did you not say that?"
My response would be, do you want a $5,000 cake, or do you want to spend a week in Europe?
There you go.
Great response.
There you go. Pick one.
I wanted, even if I want a big wedding, I can't because I only know like 50 people tops. So.
No, you can still have an expensive small wedding.
Yeah.
I mean,
like if you let's say you're like, hey guys, 50 people, we're doing destination wedding in a castle in France.
Like 10.
I kid you not, one of my friends almost did this.
Wow.
Like they were like, hey, we're doing destination wedding at the castle in France. And I'm like, okay, cool. So,
I won't be there.
They're like, rooms for us? They're like, yeah, it's $300 a night. I'm like, oh, wait, I gotta pay for it?
You gotta pay for it?
We have to pay for
But
it.
that's why you don't have destination weddings. Do you want your friends and family to be there or not? Because if they're not all loaded, they can't come. So I think that's what I think is going to be the problem there. So
it's also a way to weed out the ones that really love you, you know? I'm just kidding.
Well, anyway, let us know your thoughts on that. Big wedding or trip around the world.
Definitely trip.
Thanks for watching. See you.
Bye.